Hello everybody, welcome to my new bedroom in my new apartment in Spain. Today I would really like to bring you along on a journey with me. So this week in satsang, the theme was attachments. So I've been doing a lot of reading of Buddhist texts recently and going back to this idea that most of our suffering can be, tracked back to attachment. So basically your attachments are what make you suffer. And when we think about attachments, they can vary. It can be an attachment to a relationship, an attachment to something you want to happen in a certain way. It could be an attachment to something that you don't want to happen in a certain way. It could be an attachment to not aging. It could be an attachment to having a baby and you're finding it difficult. It could be an attachment to your children and you've just gone through a divorce and you're finding it hard to not have them 100% of the time. It could be an attachment to a job that you really want but you just can't seem to get. Do you see where I'm going? So these attachments really cause us suffering, and wouldn't it just be so much better if we literally really wasn't attached to things? So this meditation, we are going to really try and distance ourselves from our attachments. We're going to try and transmute any anger or stress that comes up from these attachments into something more positive. And then I'd like you to imagine how you want yourself to be in said situation. So you don't want to be angry or jealous or stressed or resentful. So what do you want to be? And we're going to visualize that and we're going to make it come true. So I think it would be really good to begin our meditation just to take a moment to think about, what is it that is causing you suffering right now? What is it that you're really attached to? What is it that you kind of, you overthink, or it makes you react? And maybe you're in a really good place right now and there isn't anything, or maybe something comes to mind straight away. So I am just going to take my little book and pen and just write a few lines about what I know I am attached to and what I want to be more relaxed and positive about. The thing that I really love about this way of meditating and journaling is that, yes, you can absolutely decide how you want to feel, think, show up, be seen, and it's all within our power. So let's make it happen. Okay, so I'm just going to write. If you don't have anything to write with, maybe you can make a note on your phone, or maybe you can just think, what am I really attached to? What am I really suffering with at the moment? Okay, so I'll just write for a few moments and then we'll do the practice. so just write a few more lines. Okay, so just finishing off where you are. So I'd like to try and be as honest as I can, you know, on this path together, because I really feel that when we share our vulnerabilities and truth, it's so much better because everyone else can do that. Like if I'm just like, life's so perfect and I'm so perfect, well, that's not going to help anybody. So being as honest as I can see that the things that I'm attached to are all related to relationships. So new relationship, old relationship, new relationship dynamics, old relationship dynamics, my children, and some friends. And I just thought I'd tell you that because it might make you feel like you can be more honest with yourself. So just look through what you've got. How would you categorize it? Is it relationship based? Is it future past based? Work related? Money related? Just kind of think about that. Okay, so let's begin. You can find any comfortable seat. At the minute, I'm getting a lot of pins and needles in my left leg. Don't know why. So I kind of like to leave that out of my meditation cross. Yeah, but nice tall spine. Let's just roll the shoulders up and down. And I'm just going to say that when it comes to breathing, when I was going through my really hard time and everyone kept saying, take a big deep breath, I honestly wanted to scream. It was almost like, you know, when a woman's in labor, whether you're a woman or not, or you've been in labor, but you can imagine everyone's like, just breathe. And you're like, oh, I'm gonna kill you. So we're not gonna start with breath. We're gonna start with this feeling inside of us that we've got right now. Okay, so sitting up nice and tall. And just close down your senses. So for me, I like to close my eyes, but also when I'm anxious or nervous or restless, I sometimes I'm meditating with them open because I can't quite relax. So if you're meditating with your eyes open, that's fine, okay? And I want you to become aware of the feeling that you have inside right now. So when my attachments come up and my source of suffering comes up, I automatically transcend into a really alert state. I'm like, I'm ready to go. So that is obviously the sympathetic part of my nervous system turning on. And while that is kind of useful if I was in a really dangerous situation, it's not useful for my relationships, is it? Because what it's going to do is going to make me fight and flight. So I'm going to argue, then I'm going to storm off, and then I'm going to get even more hepped up. So we don't want that. But that's where we are. So sitting up nice and tall. Just you recognize what's inside of you when you think about your attachments. So it might be completely different to me. You might feel a great sense of grief, or you might just feel a great sense of sadness. We might feel sick. Feelings are messengers, aren't they? Emotions are messages. So it's probably taken me a long time to grasp that these strong emotions, they're trying to teach me something. They're trying to teach me where I'm stuck and where I need to grow. So either with your eyes open, your eyes closed, just feel how you feel and let it give you a message. Like, where are you stuck? Where is your work? And for me, that's a really exciting thing, because if there's some work to be done and I can potentially let these sufferings go and transcend them and alchemize them and become a better person, I'm in. I'm really in for that. And I know you are, or you wouldn't be here. Okay. And now if you feel ready to, we'll take a few big deep breaths. But if you're at the stage where you're like, I don't want a big deep breath, you just stay with your emotion, okay? So I'm going to take 3 big deep breaths. Inhaling with my nose and exhaling with my nose. Inhaling with my nose and exhaling with my nose. And again, inhaling and exhaling. And just relax. 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 Let's start this meditation by just doing the best we can to feel grounded, centered, and safe in our body. Okay? You're here in your body. You're breathing. Your heart is beating. And you are safe. And just feel the body grounding down. You could almost imagine your feet standing really firm on the earth. No, I'm standing on my own 2 feet. I'm stable. I'm okay. I'm grounded. And even if you don't feel like that, even if you feel like you're blowing in the wind, any tiny, teeny little inkling of feeling, just still take it. So I know only too well that when there are strong emotions in your body, it's really hard to concentrate. So I'm just going to ask you to concentrate for 5 breaths. We can all do that. We all put our mind to it. And when we do those 5 breaths, I'm going to ask you to visualize on the inhale, the breath moving down from the crown of the head towards the base of the spine. And then when the breath exhales, you move up from the base to the crown. Sitting up nice and tall, eyes open, eyes closed, whatever you can manage. Okay. Please concentrate with me for just 5 breaths. We can do this together. Inhaling with the nose. The breath moves in the nostrils and down, down, down to the base of the spine. And then exhaling with the nose, the breath moves up the spine and back out the nostrils. 1. Inhaling with the nose. Exhaling. 2. Inhaling. Exhaling. 3. Inhaling. Exhaling. 4. And inhaling. And exhaling. 5. And then just stop the count of the breath. If you manage to stay focused on those 5 breaths, massive congratulations. And if you didn't, massive congratulations for trying, for being here. And now let's just become aware if anything's changed inside. So from before, when we felt this grasping or this clinging or this trauma or this blank or this shock from this feelings that come up from these attachments, to now. So within our 5 breaths, we've given ourselves a really powerful pause, haven't we? Sometimes emotions are so strong that we don't pause before we react. But if we keep doing that, we realize that these things that we've written down, so relationships, work, finances, anything, they're going to really, really suffer. And you're going to suffer the most. So we don't want to react anymore. We want to try and let go of these attachments and then think about who we want to be. So just bringing into your mind the things you wrote down on your piece of paper, the attachments that are causing you suffering. And what would life look like? What would life feel like if you just let them go? So if you just stopped being so obsessive about that thing. Would life be worse, or would life be better? I know from my own personal perspective, my life would be much better if I stopped being so attached to my attachments. Because life is supposed to flow. And the moment we try to control things, even though that might seemingly work in terms of things might go your way, that attachment inside you is growing. and that control inside you is growing. And the only thing that is sure about that is that the suffering, when it does come, will be even greater. Think about a time when you've really controlled a situation to get what you want. Maybe it was to do with your friends, maybe it was to do with a relationship, maybe it was to do with a job. You felt like you mapped out the steps, you strategized, you controlled it, you succeeded. Did it really feel that great when it happened? Did it? Did it really? Just be honest. Did it feel like light? And did your body feel soft and your nervous system feel soothed? Did you feel full of love and positivity and joy? Did you really? Or could you feel your ego getting bigger? Could you feel your conscience asking questions? Did you start to get paranoid or wonder if other people were going to come and ruin your plan? Did you become distrustful? Or maybe you completely burnt out. Just remember that time when you really controlled something. And just be honest, did it leave you with what you would classify as beautiful, peaceful vibrations? Or not? Just leave you in silence for a few moments. And just let the truth kind of unravel in front of your very eyes. So don't be afraid of the truth, because it will set you free. Sorry if that sounded really cliche, but it's true. Okay, the next part of this meditation is I want you to step into your fears. Now, if you think this could cause you any traumatic response, then don't do this. But I'm with you, I'm holding this space with you, and if you feel like you are okay to step into your fears, we're going to do that, and this will help us realize that even our biggest fears, they can't hurt us. They can't. You're not your biggest fears. You're not. You're something so much more. So much more. Okay. So if you're continuing with me, just re-lengthen your spine, maybe move a little bit side to side. If you need to move your legs, move your head. Take some deep breaths. We're going into the next stage. So what you have written down, I want you to imagine all those things that you don't want to happen or that you're afraid of, because you're attached to one thing. And that attachment is causing you to suffer. Just imagine if the opposite happened. Go on. Just imagine. Feel it, see it. If you start to feel really anxious or sick, keep grounding, keep centering, keep breathing. Nothing can hurt you. You are so much more than your biggest fears. Just sit with it. Okay, so just joining back together, can you just feel how stepping into your biggest fears is really empowering? Because even if those things did materialize, it would be okay. Because you're an amazing soul who has the most amazing capacity to deal with anything. And if you're here doing the work with me right now, then don't you see how amazing and just wonderful that is? And so the next part of the meditation is what Paramahansa Yogananda used to call victory visualization. But I'm not going to use the word victory because, I don't know, I really hate that idea that if someone wins, someone loses. So I don't want to make it, even though, you know, there's so much vocabulary associated with warfare in yoga philosophy, in texts such as the Bhagavad Gita. I would like to just keep it less so. So let's just call it the best part of me visualization. So how do you ideally, and your ideally can so be true, we're doing it now, how do you ideally want to feel? How do you ideally want to show up? How ideally do you want those other people or those other things to feel around you? And how do you want your life to be moving forward? Like, what do you want your sufferings to be or not? So for me, I have this real urge to detach, to feel things not making me tense up, so my body feels open. There's no fight or flight in me. I just feel kind of still, like the waters in my body are just calm rather than roaring. My blood feels cool, not boiling. And I genuinely, you know, don't want to react if I'm thinking about my ideal person in these situations. I genuinely feel full of light. And I'm surrounded by light. And emanating from my center, from my heart, from my mind, from my soul, from my being, is just a sense of goodwill and compassion and almost like whateverness. You know, I had a thought the other day that it almost seems like people in society get rewarded for caring so much, don't we? They're like, oh, she must be a good parent because she's really protective and really strict and da-da-da-da-da-da. Or she must be a good wife because she's really on the ball and she does loads, da-da-da-da-da. But what if we just realize that those expectations that are coming from society and from ourselves are coming from people who probably haven't done this detachment work? And the actual real truth is that those attachments and being that way are again feeding our ego, controlling things. And we don't want to do that. So the visualization now is, I would just like you to visualize yourself standing at your mind's eye and really feel the energy inside of you. Don't think about other people, don't think about other things, just how do you want to feel? And create that inside you and nurture it. going to do a meditation. Now we're going to change the meditation to connect with the light above you, beneath you, all around you. And then we're just going to sit in the light for a few more moments. Because what you've just done, is probably a little bit hard. I know it is for me. It's not easy to think about these things. It's not easy to be truthful, but it's really worthwhile. Anyway, let's connect with the light. So imagine a light so bright, shining above your head, shining down from the sky, and the light feels like just the most beautiful, unconditional love you can imagine. It feels full of positivity and strength. Once you connect with that light, just let it keep streaming down into the crown of your head. Let it come. Now feel that light moving down through the body, down through the soles of the feet. And now imagine connecting with all the light in the center of the earth. And the light in the center of the earth moves up through your feet and into your body. So you're connected by two of the universe's most powerful sources of light from above and below. And they now collect in the center of your chest. And then the light starts to expand until the light is all throughout your body. It's all throughout the body, and now it expands until it's all around the body. Now let this light get as big as the room that you're sitting in. And now let this light get as big as the town that you live in, or the city, or the village. And now let this light expand until it's as big as the earth. And then just let the light grow. And imagine yourself looking down on planet Earth. You're full of light, and now you're floating in the universe, in space. And all around you is light, stars and galaxies, Milky Ways, moons, suns. It's unlimited, quantum. And those attachments and those sufferings that you have, they keep us contracted. They keep us in a box. They keep us suffering. And even though it's so much easier said than done, believe me, I know. Can you just start the process of letting those attachments go? You will be absolutely wonderful without them. Better than before, because you'll suffer less. Anything that you create through control is not a divine creation at all. It's an ego creation. The things that you co-create in flow, in alignment, in love, light, those are the things that are meant for you, that will make you feel good. So less control, mucho menos control, and flow. And just like to invite you to start to move gently from side to side. Just let the flow come into your own body. Nice. Okay, we'll bring our hands into prayer. And I'd just like to bring you back down if you're still floating in space, and ground you into your body before we close. So come back, come back, come back into your body. Feel your skin, feel your bones, feel your hair, feel your heart, feel your breath. Taking a few big deep breaths. And then bringing your hands to heart center. Blinking your eyes open. Okay, thank you so much for joining me for that meditation, contemplation, chat. Yeah, and just remember, you know, if we keep clinging on to our attachments and our suffering, we don't actually hurt anyone else except for ourselves. And if we let go of them, we benefit ourselves greatly, and we also benefit others. And I think that's probably more the meaning of life than the first situation. I know it's really hard. And I'm wishing you all the best. And I'm sending you all my love. Namaste.